Shalom Tribe, this is Jax here at Nomadic Wonders and Temple Health. Today we're going to be making sore throat spray. So I've been getting a lot of questions about what to do when there is a sore throat in the family. A lot of children have sore throats, especially nowadays. And I figured, you know what, why don't I just make a video about what I do for my own children? Well, my child, because the other ones are on their own. But I'm gonna do a kid's version and an adult version, okay? And it's really neat when you just give the child like their little spray bottle for their throat and they can use it as often as they need to. That's how safe it is. And they feel empowered that they can do something about their sore throat. And it really does help with getting to the root cause of the sore throat, which typically is some type of bacteria, fungi, yeast, or postnasal drip. So it's gonna help tackle all those different angles for the reason why there's a sore throat in the first place. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the kids version. You're going to need some good source of apple cider vinegar, a good quality salt. This is Himalayan. You can use true salt or Celtic salt. Some raw honey. You can also do some of the more medicinal honeys, like if you had sage infused honey, thyme infused honey, or any good medicinal honey, but raw will work. Make sure it's raw. And then for the essential oils, so that we're gonna put essential oils, but we're gonna only do like 1 drop of each, okay? There's a variation here that we can do. Lemon is a nice one. Let's see, for kids, I would do clove and maybe peppermint. It just depends on which combination you wanna do. You could even put in a little tea tree if you wanted to. But let's go ahead and start making it, and I'll go over why I chose these essential oils specifically, okay? So you're also gonna need some kind of bottle. This is a spray bottle, or you could do the dropper. With children, I find that the dropper is a lot easier for them than trying to spray and aim the back. I find that this one is really easy for them to open their mouth and just kind of get it to the back of the throat. And this one is really good for adults because the spray bottle is handy, but either one will work. Okay, you're gonna need a measuring cup. So something to put your liquids in. You're gonna need distilled water or spring water. Some filtered water, clean water is the best. All right, so we're gonna make a small amount. With the children's bottle, you're going to do small quantities because I'm not gonna put a preserver in it, okay? Because they can use it up in 2 weeks. Then you can make more if you need to. Hopefully, you won't have a sore throat for 2 weeks, or they won't. Okay, first thing. So this is a 2-ounce bottle right here. I'm gonna do equal parts of the water. So I'm gonna do about 2 ounces of just water, okay? And I'm gonna do about 2 ounces of the vinegar. I am going to do about 1 to 2 teaspoons of raw honey. You can always do more. Say if the child wants a little bit sweeter, no problem. So in goes, I usually like to do about 2 teaspoons. You can even go up as much as a teaspoon. I mean 3 teaspoons or a tablespoon, okay? And then we're going to do, you could do a half a teaspoon of salt or a teaspoon of salt. And you can go up to 1 teaspoon. So I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon this time. Oops. All right, so here is your base. Now, let's talk about honey. Honey has antimicrobial properties. It's really soothing for the throat. It's really good for killing certain bacteria, yeast, Okay, so this is a good medicinal ingredient. The salt also soothing for the throat, but it also breaks down mucus, which remember, postnasal drip is one of the reasons why we have a sore throat in the first place. So, and then it's also really good for just soothing the redness and healing up the throat. Apple cider vinegar, again, has enzymes and live enzymes, and you want something with the mother that has the live enzymes and the probiotics and the prebiotics in it, okay? This is going to help shift the pH in the throat to a more, it's gonna be a little bit more acidic, okay? So the viruses don't, especially right around the throat, they don't like that. They actually, because mucus is very alkaline. So we wanna change the pH a little bit for them to not to thrive. And it's also good for inflammation, good for soothing the throat, and it has those live microbes in it that help fight the bad ones, okay? So now that we did that, we are going to add our essential oils. Now, depends on your child which ones you're gonna choose. If they're pretty picky like mine is, they will not want the peppermint one, okay? Peppermint just helps them breathe a little bit better. Tea tree is obviously really good for bacteria, antiviral, really helps with fighting fungus. The clove is really good for pain. It has a numbing effect to the back of the throat. And it also has amazing antiviral, antibacterial properties. And then your lemon is a mucus buster. So lemon helps break down mucus. So for this one, I'm gonna definitely put cloves because we don't want pain. I'm gonna do about 3 drops of clove. You can go up to 5 drops. So no more than 5 drops, okay? Definitely no more than 5. And I'm gonna do lemon. I'm gonna do 2 drops of lemon. Now, if I wanted to make this a little bit more powerful, just to combat whatever the sore throat, if it's strep throat, tea tree would be a good option. And I'm just gonna do 1 drop of tea tree. Okay? And you're gonna stir that up really, really good. And here is, you wanna make sure the salt is dissolved very well. So you don't want anything stuck in your dropper or your spray bottle, I mean. All right, so at this point I tasted, knowing my child, you can taste in your palm of your hand. Okay, so I know my child will probably like it sweeter, so I'm gonna add more honey. All right, so that should be good. And at this point, you just take your bottle. We're gonna do the dropper, because remember I said the dropper is actually better for the kids if they wanna do it themselves. You don't need a funnel if you can get it in there. Make sure you don't overfill it, because then it'll go everywhere. Put it in here, and you're gonna give it a few palm slaps. You're gonna basically emulsify the oils right into the honey, into the liquid, so about 30. Just basically blending all those essential oils in there, breaking them down. Okay. And last but not least, you're going to put a label on it. You can put your child's name on it. Sometimes it's cool if they see their name, and put the date. You want to have the date and what the solution is. So this is a sore throat spray. And you put your label on it, and there you go. How do you take it? You literally just open up the bottle, there you go, like that, and then put it right in the back of the throat. And that's it. If you feel that it needs more honey, less vinegar, just play around with it, but the clove is amazing for the pain, and it has, like I said, it has a numbing effect, which I love, okay? And then that's it. That's the kids version. Now let's do the adults version. Anything left over, you can put it in a jar and just put it in the fridge. So if they need more, you can refill their bottle. All right, so let's do the adult version. The adult version is pretty much the same, except that we're going to store it for long-term use. And you could do a honey liquor or 100% proof vodka, either one, okay? So again, we start with our 2 ounces of water. I'm just guesstimating right now. 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar. And by the way, for the kids, if you just want to do 1 ounce of apple cider vinegar, that's fine. But 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar. And we're going to go with, I'm just going to use my tablespoon here of honey. So remember, 1 to 3 teaspoons of honey. 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it 1 tablespoon there. Remember, you can make it your own. And then you're gonna do your salt. Now for the adult, I would probably go higher with the salt, but for now, I'm just gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we're gonna stir that up really good. Remember, you wanna dissolve all that salt. And you should pretty much have all these ingredients. So if you don't have essential oils, so then what do? Then skip the essential oils. The salt, the honey, and the vinegar alone can make a wonderful sore throat spray, okay? If you have cloves at home, just like ground cloves because you like baking, add some ground cloves to this. Now it's a simple sore throat spray. If you don't have any of the essential oils, you can totally make this at home just with some cloves and apple cider vinegar, honey, and salt. All right, so that is mixed. Now for the adult, I would go with definitely a tea tree. I'm gonna do 2 drops. Just 2 drops. I'm definitely gonna go up on the clove because we don't want to feel pain. So I'm gonna do 5. Okay, do 5 drops. And I'm gonna do a couple of lemon for that for the mucus. I did 3 drops, and I'm actually gonna make it a little mentally, just to help open up those airways and breathing passages. I'm gonna do 2 drops of peppermint. Okay. All right, and again, you're going to stir this up really good. All right, stir it up really good. Dissolve all that salt, my goodness. And then get your funnel again. Put it in there. Okay, so remember, there's no science to this. Just use what you have. If you only have the vinegar and honey, use the vinegar and honey. If you just have salt and water, use the salt and water and your cloves or your ground cloves. I was going to tell you guys that thyme is really good for as far as a decongestant, and I'm going to talk about that in a second here. All right, so you're going to fill up your spray bottle, put your lid on. I really like the dark blue or the amber color jars versus the clear ones, just because it keeps the light away and it's going to preserve your solution. Put your bottle in there, and there it is. You have the date and you have what it is. And now this is easy to carry with you. And with this one, you're gonna prime it. Yeah. Oh, I just totally got it on my side of my cheek. Okay. Okay, that's it. And it's gonna combat the root cause of why you have a lot of that sore throat. The entryway for pathogens is usually your nose and your mouth and your eyes. So when you target that area, you're gonna actually get on top of that whatever is gonna make you sick. okay? Whether it be a flu, a cold, a virus, whatever, okay? So tackle, even if getting, cleaning out your nasal passages can also be helpful for sore throats. So here you go, you have the adult version, but now say you want to preserve it, you have some left over, okay? But you wanna keep it for a later use. This is where your honey, liqueur, or vodka can come in handy. So I'm going to double it. There we go. So 1-to-1 ratio with your sore throat solution to your honey liqueur. And then this would be your final, like this is what you put in a jar, and this will have a long shelf life, like 3 to 6 months, even longer, just because everything in here is gonna be preserved by the salt, the honey, and the liquor, okay? Now, there are other options that we can do when a child has a sore throat, which I'm going to talk about here. We carry a product called Moringa Oral Paste. Moringa Oral Paste is actually made with the moringa seed, okay? It's moringa seed powder, coconut, monk fruit, and then you get to pick lemon or mint. A super easy option would be to get some moringa paste from our website, take some of that, and this is also really good for gums infection, tooth infection, molars, teething. Just by itself, it's amazing just for even canker sores, what are those, the cold blisters is really good for that. So you're gonna take your moringa paste, and all you're gonna do is add some honey. You're gonna add some honey to that. So I have about 2 teaspoons of moringa paste in here. You can just do 1 teaspoon. You don't need to make this into a large batch, okay? And I'm gonna take my cloves, okay? I'm just gonna do a teeny bit. Remember that moringa paste is already sweetened. So you're just gonna do about, I would say 1/8, maybe 1/16, not very much cloves. You don't need that much. And you're gonna blend it up. And again, you can add more honey if you want to, because if whatever's gonna is gonna be easier for the child to take, like if they like things a little bit more sweeter. All right, so now we have some sort of goo here, okay? And what I would do, I would probably start with a half a teaspoon. They don't need much. And that's what they would eat. So you would eat this, I guess, even 1/4 of a teaspoon is very sweet. They might be okay to take it and just have a glass of water ready for them to drink afterwards. Okay, so that's, again, moringa seed has powerful antiviral properties in it, and it also has a pain relief properties that helps numb the area. That's why I love to pair it with clove. Okay, so that's another option for a sore throat, not just to take care of the throat and the root cause of why we would have a sore throat in the first place. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over here. Now, the other thing that I do, say my child has a sore throat and just not feeling good, besides their own handy dandy dropper bottle, I would probably get them started on some fermented honey syrup. So you can find this on the website, or you can make it yourself. I put a video on my channel on how to make this. Super simple, make it. It's really good to have this. You can even use the honey from here to make your spray bottle. So now you have the properties of the garlic, which is really good for viruses and, again, bacteria and things like that. So this would be considered a medicinal honey. Cinchona oregano. Oregano is an amazing antibacterial, antiviral, good for lung health and good for malaria. But you can actually, Cinchona oregano is super powerful. It's a glycerite, so it's really good for kids. There's no alcohol in it, and the way you do it is do a couple of drops under the tongue. You can also mix it in water, but I find that it's easier just to put under the tongue. It's sweet, so they're not gonna have much of a fuss with it. My natural antibiotics that I get is the Usnea Glycerite. So say I'm concerned that they have strep or they're gonna have, you know, they're gonna need some antibiotics, then I would start doing Usnea. Obviously consult your doctor, your pediatrician before you do any of these natural remedies. But this is just to encourage you guys that you can do something at home while you're awaiting professional help. So if you're sick, your child gets sick on Sunday or something weird and you just can't take them to the doctor, just start doing some of your own things. You are wise enough, you can do this, you can blend it, you can make it your own. It doesn't have to be fancy. Like I said, use what you have at home, and that way you can get on top of the whatever's going on as far as sicknesses. Now, we don't have this jarred yet, and we're gonna be introducing it. This is my Thyme Elixir. The Thyme Elixir, now you can't give it to the children if you mix it in water. If you put a few drops in water, then you can give it to them. Thyme is a decongestant, so a lot of times there's gonna be, you know, snotty nose and postnasal drips, and a lot of times that's the reason why they have a sore throat. So the thyme is really good to clean or just dry the nasal passages up for them. It has honey, and it does have 100% proof vodka, but remember, you're using drops, you're not doing shots. You're just gonna do a couple of drops in some water and just give it to them. And for adults, you can just go ahead and take it straight, right, sublingually, or you can put it in water, 1 to 5 drops. So this is one of our new tinctures or elixir that we're going to be offering on our website for cold season sore throats, for this time of year, whatever's going on. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like it, share, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But that's it. I hope this information was helpful. Go ahead and start making it, put it in your cabinets so that you're ready for those sore throats. Not that you're gonna get a sore throat. You don't have to get a sore throat. Just remember, remove the sugar, remove the starches, remove the junk. Stay on top of it. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for being here. Shalom.